Appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys being in this bootcamp training with us and investing your time and your energy into furthering your success, whether it's success financially, mentally, emotionally, and your own version of success, whatever that is. So, with that being said, I'm going to jump right into this. How to improve my English. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to improve your English. I'm going to tell everyone how to improve on any skill that you want to improve on, period. Now, when you have something you want to improve on, whether it's photography, whether it's learning another language, whether it's fucking business 101 or how to handle and control your emotions, whatever it is, what I want you to do and consider is actually putting in the time, effort, and work it takes to hone in on a skill and build up that skill sets. For example, if I wanted to improve my English, I would spend 8 hours out of my day doing whatever it is I needed to survive, whether that's working a 9 to 5 or that's working on my business or whatever to generate my revenue. On the other side of my day, because you have 24 hours in a day, let's assume I'm sleeping for 8 hours. Let's assume I'm working on my business or working a 9 to 5 for 8 hours. I still have about 8 hours left in my day. At least 4 hours out of that time, I can dedicate towards my craft. If you spent, there's 30 days in a month on average, right? 30, 31, 28, whatever. You have about 30 days in a month on average. If you spent 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, working on one fucking craft, just every fucking day, and these 4 hours have to be a focused 4 hours. And if you spent a focused 4 hours just working purely on your craft, at the end of the 30 days, you're going to be way ahead of most people working on the same thing. And the reason why is because you would think everyone's doing that. Everyone's working. They're not fucking working a full 4 hours on their craft. And here's an example of that. Have you ever been in a situation where you're trying to work on something, whether it was your work or a skill set or your business or whatever it was, and you caught yourself staring at the fucking computer screen for fucking 4 of those hours and doing a lot of nothing? Or you get distracted and you're on your phone, and half the time you say, oh, I've been working all day for 4 hours, 8 hours. Half the time you spent on your phone scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, being on Twitter, getting on TikTok, or whatever the fuck else, texting your girlfriend, texting your boyfriend, or whoever it is. Most people don't know how to spend a focused 4 hours on any one task. It takes discipline to spend a focused 4 hours on one task. And if you can spend a focused 4 hours on any skill set, you're going to catapult into a completely different level. And it's going to help you level up in every fucking way. Because then you take that and you put the same amount of effort and energy into every other skill and aspect of your life that you want to improve on. So if it's English that you want to improve on, I challenge you to spend 4 hours out of the day investing in yourself. If you don't put this time in investing in yourself, you're never going to get to where you want to go. You have to invest in yourself, whether that's investing in your focus or whether that's investing in just putting in the time or energy or finances into building your skill sets or building your lifestyle up. You need to spend a focused, dedicated amount of time to doing whatever it is you want to be more competent in, or whatever you want to improve on, or whatever you want to get sharper on. You need to dedicate that time. Now, with dedicating this time, it's going to take two things. It's going to take discipline and it's going to take time management. If you can't manage your fucking time, that 4 hours is going to turn into 8 hours of nothing really fucking quick. Those 4 hours is going to turn into 30 seconds of nothing really fucking quick, because people tend to self-sabotage. People tend not to manage their time properly. People tend to become undisciplined and get distracted with a fucking bird flying by or a shiny object in their face or whatever, and utilize that as an excuse or validation to why they didn't dedicate those 4 hours of focused time. They might say like, oh, but my mom needed me, but my kid needed me to do this, but the fucking dog wanted me to play with him, and you'll but yourself to death, and you'll give excuses all fucking day, every day, whenever it comes to anything else you want to accomplish in life. So what I would say is, if you want to accomplish and build upon any skill set, learn how to manage your time, learn how to create discipline, and learn how to focus and really stay consistent in that focus. 4 hours out of the day, 2 hours out of the day, whatever it is. I don't care how much time you have. Dedicate some sort of time out of every fucking day to focus on what it is you're trying to accomplish. How to build confidence and know that I'm worthy for more. The way I would think about confidence is confidence comes from one of two things, in my opinion. Confidence comes from results and confidence comes from experience. Now, these results and these experiences aren't always positive. these results and experiences aren't always a win. But when you put yourself in a situation to generate new experiences, those experiences, whether they become a experience of failure or experience of success, is going to add or contribute to your overall confidence, because now you have a point of reference. If you don't have a point of reference, you're going to be lost, and being lost makes you uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable creates a lack of confidence. Where you don't know something, where you don't have a sense of direction, where you don't have a sense or a point of reference, it's going to create a lack of confidence in you, because now you're insecure because of the unknown. So what I would say is put yourself in that situation more often. Put yourself in a situation where you are uncomfortable. Put yourself in a situation where you're creating as many points of references as you can. Put yourself in a situation where you're failing to success, because a lot of the times, 9 times out of 10, people fail their way to success. They try something, it doesn't work, they adapt. They try something, it doesn't work, they adapt. They adapt, they adapt, they adapt. They find a solution. They find a result. They succeed. Here's a funny thing, actually. I started playing chess a little while back. Now, when I started playing chess, I didn't go into it like, oh, I'm afraid of failure. I didn't go into it like, I don't know this game. I went into it and I put the game on fucking the highest level I could put against the computer. And the reason why I did that wasn't so that I could fail. I knew I was going to fail. Fail was inevitable. I didn't know the game that well. What I did to learn the game chess in a very short period of time was I placed the computer at the highest level fucking possible so that I could fail and see how the computer won. I wanted to see how other people won. So I threw myself into competitions. I threw myself into different challenges. I threw myself into a level 25 computer who I knew I was going to fucking lose against, but it wasn't about the failure. It wasn't about the loss. It was about learning how to win at a high level. It was about learning how to win quickly at a high level. It's about learning how to be strategic and watching someone else's strategy. Can you imagine watching Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos operate at such a high level every day and fail at a high level, and watch them work and maneuver through those failures? That's where the beauty is. That's where the gold is. The gold is how people maneuver through their process, how people maneuver through failure. So what I did was I allowed myself to be in a position where I would fail so I could watch and learn from that experience of failing and learn how they maneuvered through my different strategies, through my different moves, so that I can then block someone doing that to me. I can then maneuver against someone doing that to me. So I failed my way to success. And in a very short period of time, I got better, faster. I got better at a higher level in a much shorter period of time. What I challenge you to do in trying to build confidence is try to put yourself in as many positions to fail as possible. Just fucking throw yourself out there, because again, if it's not a life and death situation, what do you have to lose? You're gaining experiences, you're gaining perspective, you're gaining high level strategy in front of you in real time. And that's more valuable than anything else. That will help you gain experience. That will help you gain results. That will help you gain a better perspective on how to approach failure. I love failure. I love fucking putting myself in a position where I can fail. Someone asked, what if you are too emotional about failure, loss due to past trauma? That's pride and ego. That's your pride and ego being hurt. Because I know I'm going to fail when I go into a chess match against a computer at level 25. My pride and ego is not too high. I'm not too attached to my pride and ego where it would allow me to become emotional and create a sense of trauma. My pride and ego is set to the side. And being in a situation where now my pride and ego is set to the side and I expect failure, I can now maneuver with a clear peace of mind. I can now maneuver forward with no problem. I can now allow myself to see all the opportunity and the strategy that I would find going forward. If I remove my pride and ego from the equation, I'll allow myself to mitigate the trauma, mitigate my emotional roller coaster that I would throw myself into, and I control the environment now. If I allow my emotions to take control of me, I'm not in control of my environment. If I calm my emotions, which is really calming your pride and ego, and I move forward in that manner, I'm allowed to move forward with a clear headspace. I'm allowed to move forward now with a clear peace of mind. I can move forward now with strategy in mind. And that's going to help me gain confidence. That's going to help me move on to the next level. That's going to help me ultimately get to success. So I hope that helped. Again, when it comes to success, emotion, pride, and ego will kill your success faster than anything else. There is no room for pride and ego at the table of success. How do I get my confidence back up when everything around me is going to shit? You answered it. Your solution was, all right, so I'm going to read this again, and I'm going to reread it loud and clear. It says anonymous, so I don't know exactly who asked this question, so I can't shout you out. But whoever asked this question, I appreciate it. It says, and it's kind of a great segue from where we just were with confidence. How do I get my confidence back up when everything around me is going to shit? Their solution for their problem, they said, look inward and see whether or not I'm self-sabotaging myself by doubting myself. Good fucking job. That's exactly what I would have recommended. I would have recommended for you to look inward. And the reason why is because when your environment is toxic, when your environment is shit, the best place to go is the environment you can control. And the only environment you can control is the environment inside of yourself. So you look inward and you start controlling your pride, your ego, your emotions. And you say, okay, this is who I want to be. My pride, ego, and emotions are hindering me from being this person. They're allowing me to take these problems and these external factors and get wound up in that emotion, which creates this insecurity inside of me. So what do? I have to understand. I have to be very cognizant in how I perceive and receive information around me and how I'm reacting to that information. If someone says, or if someone's feeling insecure and lacking confidence because everything around them is going to shit, you got to remember who the fuck you are. You got to remember, just because this didn't work out, that doesn't define who you are. That doesn't define your character. That doesn't determine what your future has in store for you. You at any moment in time can make a completely different decision that will move you into a completely different direction. So it's not about everything around you going to shit. It's about how you adapt to that. It's about how you move forward from that. You get to control it. Doing the inner work is going to help you maneuver through the external, through your environment. So what I would highly recommend is working on your self-love, doing the inner work, taking accountability, and remembering you're one decision away from a completely different life. And I know you guys probably seen that on fucking memes and whatever the fuck else, on my page, on other people's page. Yes, absolutely. I hate generic bullshit, but that, again, you can't fight the fucking facts. And that's just a fact of life. If you do the inner work, if you create a space of self-love internally, nothing externally can impact you. I don't know how much you guys know about monks, but that's what monks do. Monks control their environments by controlling their emotions. They control themselves internally. They harness their emotions. So that's what I would recommend for you to do when you're trying to build confidence back up, when everything around you is going shit. Go inward, fix everything inside internally, and that'll allow you to maneuver externally. A big thing that I say in my book, and I repeat from time and time again, is don't focus on the external battles, win the internal war. Do you have any suggestions on self-love books? That is a great fucking question. I don't think I actually have read a self-love book outside of the 4 Agreements. Yeah, the 4 Agreements is a great place to start. I don't really read self-love books. I read more strategy. I read more books that are going to contribute to what my goals are, because I feel like I'm in a good place of self-love and self-awareness. So I don't contribute my confidence to external factors. I don't seek external validation. I ask myself, do I believe in this? Does this work for me? Is this aligned with my goals? And here's actually a really fucking great tool and strategy to utilize when you're trying to gain your confidence and you're trying to stay on track. So once I open my business, how do I get people into my business? My 3 solutions: promote my business on social media, have sales, or launch an online website for my business. The best thing to do to bring people into your business is to add value. A side hustle is a business. That is still a business. The only difference is between that being a side hustle and that being a business is just formulating a proper LLC. But if you're driving revenue, that's a business. Don't let anyone tell you different. The only thing you have to do now is set up your business for its foundation to scale. That's it. It's the only fucking difference. It's still a fucking business. A lemonade stand is a business. Flipping fucking things on the side is a business. All of that shit is a business. A business is just a company that drives revenue. You sell a product or service. If you sell a product or service, you have a business. It's just where you decide to take that business. So, but if I were looking to bring more people into my business, the easiest and quickest way to bring people into your business is by offering them free value. If you give them free value, people will come. Now, how you give them free value and the type of value you give them is up to you. What I would suggest is giving them a free piece of value that does not cost you much money and that doesn't take much effort, but it is very valuable for the person. Now, an example of that would be here. You know what? Everybody take out a pen and paper, or get something to write a note with. I'm going to give you guys some crazy free game right now. If you have a business, especially an online business, and if you're not online making money, you need to get online making money. At the top, you're going to write down lead magnet. Underneath that, you're going to write down tripwire. Underneath that, you're going to write down core offer. And underneath that, you're going to write down upsell. So now that everyone has that, I'm going to explain each one really quickly. A lead magnet is a free piece of value that you give to everyone in exchange for their contact information, whether it's their cell phone or whether it's their email or address or whatever. An example would be giving away a free PDF guide so that people can download this PDF guide and all they have to do is enter in their email. Another example of that would be giving out free samples of your clothing or merchandise, and all they have to do is give you their email and address and phone number and name. The next thing is a tripwire. What is a tripwire? A tripwire is a low barrier entry point where people can come in for a small amount. Now, an example of it, or a tripwire is usually something that costs less than $100. It's usually around $10 or less. So it's like, have you ever seen on Instagram or whatever, people are like, hey guys, sign up for my fucking 30-day fitness challenge. It's $1, or it's $10, or it's $5, or it's $20. Or they say, hey guys, sign up for my ebook. It's $1, or my fucking guide to success. It's $1 or some shit. Those are tripwires. And the purpose of a tripwire is so that people can get comfortable and confident and build rapport and trust that if I give you my dollar, if I give you my credit card information, you're not going to fucking scam me. You're not going to run off with it. You're not going to do some weird shit. And you're actually going to deliver on the value that you're presenting to me. So now I built a level of trust with my client or my customer. Okay, so a core offer. Your core offer is your main product or service that you want or need to sell. So your core offer can be anywhere from $20. Typically, the most I would say would be $1,000. I wouldn't really say anything above $1,000 for this thing unless you're in a different type of industry. You do high ticket items, or you have a real estate business or something like that. Then that's a completely different ballgame. But for most businesses, most small businesses for products and services, it's usually under $1,000 for your core offer. And this is buy my apparel, my sweatsuits, they're $100 or whatever. For your core offer, this is, again, it can be a piece of apparel. If your average price apparel is $50 or $100 or whatever, this is your core offer. Your upsell is the next level up, is the higher ticket item. Your upsell is usually over $1,000. Now, that's for online courses and programs. Again, if you have an apparel business, your upsell could just be the most expensive apparel you have, whether it's an exclusive jacket that costs $1,000, or it's an exclusive sweatsuit that had a limited drop that costs $250, or whatever it is. Or it could be your fitness program that is a one-on-one fitness program for a year, and you charge $12,000 for the year instead of $15,000 if they would have paid at a monthly rate. Make sense? Everybody with me? Now your job is to figure out how to funnel people through that system. So how do I get people now to my lead magnet? How do I then take them from my lead magnet to my tripwire? How do we go from my tripwire to my core offer and my core offer to my upsell? You need to have a system and phases in place to do this. You need to learn how to funnel people through that system. It's called a funnel system. Taking it to the next level is email marketing, and integrating email marketing into that is creating landing pages and getting some sort of data and analytics that you're capturing through those analytics, whether it's your email marketing and or it's your just overall funnel system, or it's your data on Facebook, or it's your data on your website, or it's your conversion rates, or it's your website conversion rates, or your marketing conversion rates, or your Facebook ad conversion rates, and developing Facebook ads and learning how to integrate ad copy and being better at content creating and being creative with that. There's a lot of things that you would go into. And then you have what you call sequences within your funnel system. If someone comes here, they come into the email, but they don't buy the lead magnet or they don't buy the tripwire, then how do I take them through this different sequence that will then get them back into buying the tripwire and then going back into the core offer? But what if they go through that sequence and buy the tripwire, but they don't buy the core offer? Then they need to go through a different sequence and so on and so forth. But what if they came in through my core offer and I want to take them back down to get them value to then bringing them back up to my upsell? There's a lot of different strategies and sequences that you can integrate within your businesses. It's going to help you maximize every lead and every point of contact. It's going to help you maximize everybody that you brought into your funnel system. So see you guys later. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a great fucking day.